What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today's the last day for the Rugal and Duo Long banner. So I thought I'd give you guys some insight as far as what you need to do for your last day, and also whether or not these characters are worth pulling for, whether the card sets are worth pulling for, and just maybe reiterate some of the things that I've said in the past videos. So the first thing is, guys, make sure that you do collect everything in here. Now I need to go ahead and use those things because I bought those packs to do the tokens to get Omega Rugal to A5, and I don't even need those summon tickets because I already have 2 sets of the banner set, and I already have max A5 Rugal and max A5 Duo Long. So if I do get extra EX memories, it's going to be kind of a waste unless we get some kind of combined EX memory for a generic EX memory in the future. But also make sure that you do collect everything in your event. Make sure you get, whatever, use your shards, get whatever, imprint stone or badges or whatever you're trying to get out of here. Do queue them up, and also make sure that you do come into the rush dungeon and collect everything in here. Collect whatever you need in here. Collect, a couple of these card sets if you choose to do so. I mean, these card sets, guys, especially if you didn't pull in the banner set, are going to be really, really great for the Temporal Mystery Fighters, right? Especially the characters going to have physical damage like Omega Rugal, God Rugal, Duo Long. It's going to be a really good set for them if you don't have that banner set. If you have the banner set, it's going to be obviously better, but it's still going to be, a nice little good backup card set for future characters that have physical damage. You just never know, right? I mean, obviously, if you have the banner sets, it's not going to be as valuable for you, but it still might prove to be pretty useful. Do make sure that you collect everything out of here as well. Now, whether or not these characters are worth pulling for, I mean, guys, as with all banners, it's really up to you whether or not you want to pull for these characters. I mean, the truth is, guys, as far as value, as far as like eternal value, well, not eternal, but a longevity value perspective, the card sets are really where it's at. These card sets are so good because they work on any EX fighter in the game. This isn't something that just works on Rugal and Duo Long. They work on any EX fighter. Upcoming collaboration characters, upcoming characters are going to be EX characters. This set will work on them. It will give them an insane CP bump. It will increase their damage, especially depending on how many critical hits you do or they do. I mean, it's an OP set, guys. The critical damage by 70%, the critical rate by 7%. It's just insane. The combat power plus by 35,000 on top of the critical damage and critical rate, which also bumps up your combat power. I mean, then the chance to build up your PG immediately. You can build up 5 bars of PG immediately, go straight into your super. This is not only valuable as far as like the bonus on the set, right? Because whenever you do gain 5 bars of power, you're going to gain an extra 110% attack. But aside from that, in game modes like Dire Trials and maybe even future game modes, you can go in your 3PG immediately and beat an iframe and actually prevent from taking damage, right? I mean, it's a really OP set. It's a set that I really would not advise passing up on because, guys, you just never know what kind of cards that's going to be in the game in the future. I mean, sets like this that work on any EX character in the game are very valuable because that is the cream of the crop characters right now. And those are the characters that we're going to get, again, in future collaborations, future characters, the next banner. I mean, and so on and so on and so on. It's just an OP set, and I would not pass up on it. When it comes to the option card, honestly, guys, it's a good card. It really is. Probably top 4 best card to use for an option card for Rugal or maybe even Duo Long. Well, Rugal definitely, I'd say maybe top 4, but it's not the best. But it's still a good card. It's still a really good card to use on them. Now, when it comes to the characters, I mean, Duo Long, guys, honestly, is not very good. He does have a good support passive, and he can definitely help your characters. Like, if you just started this game and you came back for Rugal, then Duo Long is going to be a good investment because you're not going to have Kusanagi. But if you have Kusanagi, even just A1 Kusanagi, even level 90 Kusanagi is just going to be all around better than Duo Long, just a much easier character to play. But I mean, if you're on the brink and you got the character at A4 and you're almost to the pity, then why not, right? I mean, you're that close. You might as well go ahead and get that support passive, the increased damage or the core effect from the increased damage received by 35%. I mean, I probably would go ahead and do it because if you're that close, if you're within the pity, then he might prove to be useful in the future for other characters, not only just Rugal, but other characters. I mean, there's videos out there of Duo Long buffing up characters like Jin and doing insane damage, right? He is a really good support. Make no mistake, and guys, seriously, at A5, because you'll have an A5, you'll be able to start farming for prime memory shards, or prime memories, I'm sorry, and you'll be able to take this character to A7. He actually can be very valuable because his decreased damage received by 99% is just nuts. I mean, after the video that I made yesterday, there was quite a few players that said, man, I did your method in Tower of Trials and it worked like a champ, right? My Rugal was, or my Jhin even, was able to finish a certain level of Tower of Trials because I could use the decreased damage received from Dual On and just stall the time, right? He does have some viability for some players out there. So do keep that in mind. But obviously, if you're finished with everything in the game, then yeah, you know. But for future game modes, he might be useful because of that. He might be, guys. Like being able to stall timers for your OP damage dealers is very, very OP in itself. Rugal, I think it goes without saying, he's awesome, guys. I mean, easily top 2 strongest character in the game. Again, I just don't know if he's stronger than Jhin. It honestly doesn't matter. The numbers that they're putting, at least not to me, the numbers that they're putting up are so stupid and so beyond. I mean, this guy got 80 billion in Nightmare Geese yesterday for me. 80 billion. You only need 1.25 billion, guys. 1.25 billion. So it's like, I mean, yeah, I mean, they godly, just ridiculous, insane character. We'll go ahead and do these pulls. But yeah, he's insane. He's broken as hell. Just nuts, right? I'm just going to skip this, guys. Save on a little time for the video. I honestly don't really care if I get anything right now because, again, I have 2 of those sets. So I'm not really too worried about it. In all honesty, guys, I got plenty of characters that can go to over 200,000 CP right now. So for me, it's not a big deal to get any more of those sets. But again, for you guys, like some of you players out there, that set is OP as hell, right? It's OP as hell. Now, I really like, I guess if I get one of the characters, it'll be cool, but I'm actually going to be a little sour if I do get one, because then I'm going to be like, oh man, I spent all that money before on those other packs. And yeah, you know what I mean? It's like I'll be kicking myself in the rear if I get Rugal in here, or even Dual Lawn, because I did go a little further just to try to get Dual Lawn A5 so I could test them a little bit, right? And so far, I'm actually really happy because the weird thing is I'm actually doing pulls right now where I don't really want any more of those characters because I'm just going to feel pretty sour about it if I do get one of them, right? I'm like, I really don't want one, but, you know. So I'm just kind of, yeah, I mean, you know, and, you know, luckily the luck is on my side right now. I'm not getting anything at all that I want. I know some of you are probably thinking, what? But I mean, I already have A5 Rugal. I already have A5 Dual Lawn. So there's really no need to have another EX memory. There just isn't. Right? I mean, maybe in the future if they, you know, combine EX memories to get a generic EX memory, but we all know how that went down the first time that was introduced with BS and SS. It just wasn't something that really partake to many players unless you were a massive whale, right? It's not something that catered to the general player base. And we got nothing, guys, which is pretty much exactly what I want. So I don't feel sour at all yet. We're on our last pull. But you never know. I might get something here and be like, oh, you bastards. Oh, you bad. Because I would have bought them 3 packs no matter what to A5 Omega Rugal, right? Yeah. So you know what? It looks like I did spend my money. I don't want to say wisely, but I spent it to where, yeah, I would have still had to buy those anyways to get A5 Dual Lawn, right? So even if I would have done those other pulls, even if I would have tried to save money and bought those instead of buying some of those other packs, I probably still would have got screwed. Now, I want to show you guys something really quick in Guild Boss Challenge here. So Guild Boss Challenge is not a game mode that I put a lot of stocks in. You guys can see, well, you can't see, but if you look here, I got 140,000 of these tokens, 140,000 of those babies. And I just don't care because the RNG in this game mode is horrendous. But I'm going to show you guys a team that I use to get a fairly decent score. I don't know if it's the best score, but it's a good score. Now, I'm going to be using Rugal, obviously, for the leadership. And then I'm going to be using Cronin here because Cronin actually does give increased target damage received by 40%. That is nuts. That is a really good increased target damage received. And also because of his core where he has the immunity. He won't die when he gets one-shotted. Now, Rugal does have his core where, you know, if he gets down to a certain amount of HP, he will heal up 100%. But if you end up losing all of your HP within a 30-second time frame after that happens, he will die. So you do kind of have to switch your character a little bit with him in order to keep him alive, as far as what I can tell. Now I got Kusanagi, obviously, for the buff, okay? And I'll just pull up the run for you guys so you can check it out here. And, you know, maybe I could do better. I only did this a couple times today, so I probably could do better, but I just don't put a lot of stock in this game mode. I absolutely hate it. I like the game mode. I just don't like the reward system. It's terrible. It's horrendous. I can't stand it. But we'll start with the 2 and then the 3, right? When there's 8 seconds left on the Awakened skill, then I'm going to go into my 3PG, okay? The reason I'm doing that is because that way, after I finish, I can spam my 3rd skill over and over and over from the Concentrate, and then bring in Cronin, because Cronin will not die, right? Once you get to that minute 20-second mark, then the boss here, challenge boss, is going to stun you, right? So we go into our 3PG, right? We're going to, do a little extra damage. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fully charge the 3rd skill, get the increased target damage received, boom, right? Bring in Kusanagi, right? And then bring in Rugal. Now I only got about maybe 2 seconds of Cronin's 40% increased target damage received right there, but 2 seconds is a little something, right? And when I tried doing just say a solo with Rugal and switching between other characters, I was only getting near 5 billion, something like that. And you guys are gonna see I'm gonna be, well over that here. Now remember, I am, level 11 as far as the Guild Boss Challenge. The higher the level, the more difficult this is, right? The less damage that you're actually doing. Okay, so there's that charge from there. We bring in Kusanagi, get the attack buffs, right? And maybe if I use Dual Law, maybe in this situation it would be better. I mean, you think it would be better, in all honesty. It really would. So I might try that. Maybe I'll try a run with Dual Law and see what happens. But guys, I mean, almost 7 billion, right? Almost 7 billion. I should have just kept Rugal in there and just kept plowing. Honestly, I probably would have hit 7 billion if I would have done that. And there's runs out there, guys, where Rugal's doing, 11 billion and all kinds of insanity, but I don't know their fame system. My fame system's at level 15. I don't know, how they have their character build, what kind of, if they have transcendent cards on them or not. I don't have any transcendent cards on my Rugal, but I mean, almost 7 billion. So not too bad, right? I mean, it's a good score. I just wish the game mode offered better rewards. I just wish it wasn't such crap or shite as far as the rewards. And pretty much most players out there agree with me on that. But if you guys are trying to improve your score in Guild Boss Challenge, you're using A5 Rugal, maybe try that, or maybe try some other team compositions. Let me know down in the comments who you're actually trying, who you feel you're getting the most damage out of. And let me know, guys, if you went ahead and decided to go ahead and go for Rugal, or go for Dual Law, or go for those set cards today, since it is the last day. And what do you expect for the next banner? And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GT+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. Good luck, everybody, on your pulls. Take care.